Hi guys, and welcome back to another workout. Today we're going to be talking about everybody's favorite fitness tests. Alright, so the fitness test we're going to cover today is going to be push-ups, squats, sit-ups and plank. Alright, so we're going to do it one at a time. I'll take a go, then Chris will take a go just for demonstrational purposes. You guys are going to be doing all the exercises, you lucky ducks. Alright, so Chris is going to start off with push-ups. So I want everybody to just pay attention to Chris's form before we get started. Alright, so he's going to start off with his hands underneath his chest. Alright, so shoulder, elbow, wrist alignment is a nice straight line. As you can see, his fingers are nice and wide, making contact with the floor. His head, shoulder and hips along with his knees are a nice straight line. Just drop your hips there a little bit, Chris. Squeeze your butt, squeeze your tummy, and that's the modified position. So give me one flex, drop it down. Chest is coming down right beside the hands, a little bit in front, and head is clear in front of your hands. Back up for one. That is the modified push-up. If you can't do that, Chris, just bring your knees right in. Lovely stuff, and your face is still going to land somewhere down near the floor, and that's your box. So it's box, modified push-up, or then we can take it from the full. He comes up into a full push-up position or high plank position, rolls onto his tippy toes, brings his feet together. Lovely stuff, and then the same rules apply, flexing down to the floor and pushing all the way back up, getting full extension of the arms. Clear as mud. Okay guys, so something that you want to bear in mind is that having a prop to come down to or a target to hit in between your hands is very important. If you don't have a yoga block at home, you can use toilet roll holder, alright? Or toilet roll. Okay, but we want to look professional, so we're going to use a yoga block. Alright guys, kicking it off in 3, 2, 1, let's go. Making sure you're counting your partner's reps, or you're counting your own reps if you're on your own. That's 1, good job. Lovely stuff. Checking in, making sure your core is tight, your glutes tight. You count, Chris? Yep. Man yourself. Lovely. Alright guys, you've got 30 seconds left. Big push now. If you need to take a break, you can take a break and jump back in and give all you got. 20 seconds, 20 seconds, keep it going. Lovely, making sure that you're touching the target. Touch the target, your elbows nice and straight. Keep your head in front of your hands, keep your chest in between your hands. 5 seconds, 4, 3, 2, and time. Well done, lovely stuff. Chris, just share the guys, how many reps did you get? 60 reps, that's 1 a second, that's fantastic guys. Don't be afraid to tag us on social media and let us know how many you got, alright? Again, make a record of this, have a note somewhere, and that way for future reference you can come back to the test and hopefully you will see the progression. Alright guys, that's going to bring us to our next exercise. Alright guys, and that brings us to our squat.
Alright guys, so the next one we've got is the squat test. The squat test is another 60-second test. And when you do the squat test, you want to make sure that your feet are either hip-width apart or just slightly outside hip-width apart. Your toes are pointing forward or just slightly out, and you make sure you push those knees out. You sit back with your weight on your heels, keeping your chest up, boom, and then drive back off. You don't need to kill all momentum when you sit down. You can just come down, tip the butt, and drive back up. For the rep to count, you have to make sure that when you come back up, the knees lock. Okay, the legs come up. Full extension at the hip and full extension at the knee. And that's basically it guys. If you don't have a bench like this here, the standard is 90 degrees, so come down to about here and then back up. If you don't have a full range and you can't get down to 90 degrees, that's okay. Just go down as far as you can, find something to touch at that point and then drive back up. Usually a chair will do it. So Brandon, you ready to start? Alright guys, we're going to start in about 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, let's go. Try and get someone to count the reps for you as well. Super form from Brandon. Seconds in, Brandon's wanted to rate just slightly faster than 1 a second. Make sure to touch each time. Catch it up. more comfortable doing a little bit of a jump. 16 seconds left. Step it up. Leg is on the burn. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done. So, how many did you get?
Forgot to count. I'm sure Pete can get it up on the screen.
So guys, that there is the squat test.
Alright guys, so coming up next, we got sit-ups, and for your sit-ups, you're going to need a mat. Alright guys, so as I said, it's sit-ups. Chris is going to get started, guys. He's going to do this one on his back. As I said, guys, nice and simple. For the sit-up, what you can do is if you have somebody at home, you can get them to put the weight on your toes. You can grab a weight if you have one, put it in between your feet and squeeze together. You can stuff your feet underneath the couch. Basically what I'm trying to say is you can get an anchor onto your feet and we can just pull from the hips and the core. Alright, Chris, would you like an anchor? Nope, no anchor for Chris. Alright, he's a brave boy. Again guys, when you're making a note for your fitness test, it's very, very important that you kind of just take a note as to what variation of the exercise you did. So did you do an assist? If so, what assist? Did you have an anchor, yes or no, for the sit-up? Alright, so key being for the sit-up, guys, is that you want your lower back at least to come off the floor and you want to come back down onto the floor every single time. Ideally, you want your chest as close to your knees as you can as well. So Chris, just give it a little demo there. Up, and then back down. We've all seen the sit-up 100 times before, but it's different when you're doing it. Alright guys, so get yourself ready. We're going to get started now in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, let's go. Every time Chris is coming up, he's breathing out. He's got a rhythm between his breath and his movement. He's counting his breath, he's squeezing his core, and he's pulling through his chest through his shoulders. 40 seconds on the clock. Keeping his feet flat to the floor as well as best you can. That's control from your hips. Your legs are lifting, you're pulling from your hips just to make up for a little bit of lack of strength in the core. That's fine too, they're all connected to build the strength eventually. Alright, just keep what you got, and maybe if your feet keep lifting, it's fine, so you should have used an ankle. 15 seconds. Kick an ass, Chris, kick an ass. 10 seconds. Big deep breath as you work out. Come on, 6-pack city. And time. Well done, guys. Pretty stuff. Christy, how many did you get?
I forget.
He forgets. Pete? Scores on the screen now, I imagine. If not, I will look ridiculous. Alright, guys, so coming up next, last but certainly not least, is our plank challenge. Get ready.
Alright guys, next up we've got the plank test. The cool thing about the plank test is that it can last as long as you can last. So we're going to test Brandon's limits today. What's your record, Brandon?
90 seconds.
Well, let's hopefully he passes the 2-minute mark now today. Guys, we're going to set Brandon up in his plank position. So find your push-up position. We'll give him a wee bit of a breather before he starts. So come on down.
It's my worst exercise.
Is it really?
It's my worst exercise.
It's alright. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. So guys, when we do this one, we want to make sure that our index fingers are pointing straight forward so we can externally rotate at the shoulders. Our elbows are pointing back. Our chest is up. Step back with your feet, Brandon. Lift your hips. Boom, and we want a nice straight line from the shoulder to the hip, to the knee, to the ankle, okay? Notice that Brandon has his tailbone tucked under. Do the opposite, Brandon. Boom, this is what we don't want. See that sagging down the middle. Lift the hips, tuck the tailbone under, now the core is engaged. This is much harder to hold this position than it is to hold this one and stack up on the low back. If you have low back pain, probably doing planks like this here. So give Brandon a wee bit of a breather there. Catch your breath. All right, guys, we are going in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Breathe deep. The goal is to find stability. Hold on to that stability and breathe. If you want to get further in this breath or in this movement, you want to make sure that you're focusing on the breath and not on the tension. Okay, if you're focusing on the tension and the discomfort, it will be a lot harder than if you focus on your breath. Breathe into your nose and out through your nose. And think of time in terms of breath instead of seconds. Deep breath, Brandon. You're doing great. Put yourself 30 seconds in. breath down, calm the heart. It'll seem like it's a little bit easier. Enter the world of sensation. Just notice how stuff feels without actually judging. Without thinking that's a bad one, that's tight, that's hard. It'll allow you to push deeper. Big deep breath. Excellent stability for Brandon. The shakes will enter soon. When you start shaking, that's not a reason to stop. It's a reason to push through. Making it a little bit more challenging for me. Needs that little bit of movement to distract it. Excellent form. Super hollow body position. The tailbone still tucked. Shoulder blades separated. We just passed the TV there. 90 seconds. Try and bring it back to the breath. Push through that a little bit more. Require some mental fortitude in doing it. Keep going. Little adjustments are okay, just as long as you do not drop. 5 seconds past 2 minutes. Killing it. Breathe. How much can you endure? Notice how you force yourself to keep correct posture, keep everything right. Woo! So you got just under 230. Fair play.
My arm's dead. Alright guys, that was your fitness test. Congratulations. Push-ups done, squats done, sit-ups done, and plank done, guys. You absolutely smashed it. Tag us, let us know how you get on, either on Facebook or on Instagram, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.